job of Secretary of Defense. I said I could. I'd never aspired to the job and took the opportunity to suggest several other candidates I thought highly capable of leading our defense. Still, having been raised by the greatest generation, by two parents who had served in World War II, and subsequently shaped by more than 4 decades in the Marine Corps, I considered government service to be both honor and duty. In my view, when the president asks you to do something, you don't play Hamlet on the wall, wringing your hands. To quote a great American athletic company slogan, you just do it. So long as you are prepared, you say yes. When it comes to the defense of our experiment in democracy and our way of life, ideology should have nothing to do with it. Whether asked to serve by a Democrat or a Republican, you serve. Politics ends at the water's edge. This ethos has shaped and defined me, and I wasn't going to betray it no matter how much I was enjoying my life west of the Rockies and spending time with a family I had neglected during my 40-plus years in the Marines. When I said I could do the job, I meant I felt prepared. By happenstance, I knew the job intimately. In the late 1990s, I had served as the executive secretary to 2 secretaries of defense, William Perry and William Cohen. I had also served as the senior military assistant to Deputy Secretary of Defense Rudy de Leon. In close quarters, I had gained a personal grasp of the immensity and gravity of a SecDef's responsibilities. The job is tough. Our first Secretary of Defense committed suicide, and few have emerged from the job unscathed, either legally or politically. We were at war, amid the longest continuous stretch of armed conflict in our nation's history. I'd signed enough letters to next of kin about the death of a loved one to understand the consequential aspects of leading a department on a war footing when the rest of the country was not. Its millions of devoted troops and civilians spread around the world carried out their mission with a budget larger than the gross domestic products of all but 24 nations. On a personal level, I had no great desire to return to Washington, D.C. I drew no energy from the turmoil and politics that animate our capital. Yet I didn't feel inundated by the job's immensities. I also felt confident that I could gain bipartisan support for defense, despite the political fratricide practiced in Washington. In late December, I flew to Washington, D.C., to begin the Senate confirmation process. This book is about how my career in the Marines brought me to this moment and prepared me to say yes to a job of this magnitude. The Marines teach you, above all, how to adapt, improvise, and overcome. But they expect you to have done your homework, to have mastered your profession. Amateur performance is anathema, and the Marines are bluntly critical of falling short, satisfied only with 100% effort and commitment. Yet, over the course of my career, every time I made a mistake, and I made many, the Marines promoted me. They recognized that those mistakes were part of my tuition and a necessary bridge to learning how to do things right. Year in and year out, the Marines had trained me in skills they knew I needed, while educating me to deal with the unexpected. Beneath its Prussian exterior of short haircuts, crisp uniforms, and exacting standards, the Corps nurtured some of the strangest mavericks and most original thinkers I would encounter in my journey through multiple commands, dozens of countries, and many college campuses. The Marines' military excellence does not suffocate intellectual freedom or substitute regimented thinking for imaginative solutions. They know their doctrine, often derived from lessons learned in combat and written in blood, but refuse to let that turn into dogma. Woe to the unimaginative one who, in after-action reviews, takes refuge in doctrine. The critiques in the field, in the classroom, or at happy hour are blunt for good reason. Personal sensitivities are irrelevant. No effort is made to ease you through your mid